In this fast-paced world, we often find ourselves impatiently waiting for our prayers to be answered. But we must remember that God's timing is not our own. As we wait, let us find solace in the words of Isaiah 40 verse 31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, they shall mount up with wings as eagles, they shall run, and not be weary, and they shall walk, and not faint. As we place our hope in the Lord and patiently wait for His timing, He renews our strength. Just as eagles soar effortlessly, we too will find the energy and endurance to persevere through the waiting season. Trusting in God's timing allows us to navigate life's challenges without growing weary or faint-hearted. The power of faith and perseverance. During seasons of waiting, doubts may arise, and the enemy may attempt to discourage us, but we must hold firm to our faith and persevere. Remember the words of Hebrews 10 verse 36 to 38. For ye have need of patience, that, after ye have done the will of God, ye might receive the promise. For yet a little while, and he that shall come, and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. The journey of waiting requires us to exercise faith and perseverance. Even in the face of doubts and discouragement, we are called to stand firm in our faith, knowing that as we persevere, we will receive the promises of God. It is through our unwavering trust in Him that we experience the fulfillment of His plans for our lives. God's faithfulness in the midst of challenges. Trials and challenges are an inevitable part of life. However, we can take comfort in knowing that God is with us every step of the way. Let's meditate on Psalm 34 verse 17 to 18. The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. In the midst of our challenges, we can rely on the unwavering faithfulness of God. He hears our cries and delivers us from all our troubles. When our hearts are broken and our spirits crushed, He draws near to comfort and save us. We can find strength in knowing that we are not alone in our struggles. Preparing your heart for the blessings to come. While we wait for God's promises to manifest, He is simultaneously preparing our hearts for the blessings He has in store for us. Proverbs 16 verse 9 reminds us of this truth. A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. As we make plans and set goals, it is essential to remember that ultimately, it is the Lord who establishes our steps. In the waiting season, He works in our hearts, shaping and molding us according to His divine purpose. Our part is to surrender our plans and trust in His leading, knowing that He is preparing us for the blessings that lie ahead. Embracing God's promises. In times of waiting, it is crucial to cling to God's promises. Let's reflect on Jeremiah 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. God's plans for our lives are filled with goodness and hope. Even in the waiting, we can find comfort in the knowledge that He is working everything for our ultimate prosperity and well-being. Embracing His promises allows us to face each day with renewed hope and a deep trust in His unfailing love. Dear brothers and sisters, remember that God is faithful. He is preparing you for what you've been praying for, even in the midst of the waiting season. Trust in His timing, embrace His plan, and hold fast to His promises. In these times of waiting, remember the words of Philippians 4 verse 6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. May the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Trust in Him, for He is faithful.